Hello everyone and welcome to a new IK video. This is Kincaid, and in this video guys we're gonna do a quick recap for the Throne of the Supreme in our server. We don't have any strong opponents. I believe all the participants so far are from server 73, so that means that our region is kinda not very active, I would say, and the only active server is server 73. So we're gonna started in Group D, and the first two fights were kinda not that hard. The difference in power was so huge. However, in the third game, I had a decent opponent. He's Strive 305, one of the strongest players in our server, and I was surprised at first because he doesn't have a mixed march. This is what I thought, because I see him in an arena all the time, and I know for a fact that he got a Shadow March, and he got a Lightning March, and he got his Holy, he got a Maxed Dragon Tree at 8 and 8, but I know for sure that he doesn't have a mixed march, and I was very surprised to see that he got a mixed march and he used it starting the first round. I believe in the previous rounds he used his Shadow. This is his Lightning, and this is his Holy. Lightning, Holy. Wait, we gotta take a look at older reports. Yeah, this is his Shadow. This is what I thought that he has for a third march. So I was under the impression that I'm up against someone who's using Shadow, Holy, and Lightning, but turns out he got his mixed march, and it is a very good strong mixed at that. He got a very good artifacts, and he got decent skills as well. Anyway, this is what we went against in the first round, and I won 4-1. Even though he's very strong, he doesn't have any case immortals, he doesn't have Athena or Loki, and it was kinda I wouldn't say it was hard to beat his Holy using my mixed march. For the last round of the group, I went against Dragula. Dragula is one of the toughest opponents that I have in either in arena or one of the in Throne of the Supreme. He got a very strong Lightning. He also got a decent Shadow. We're using the same build. We always talk about our marches because we have similar marches when it comes to the fire and the mixed march. So we're always like using the same skills in both marches. As you can see, I'm using Sign Duke Cyrus, and I'm using Hippolyta with these skills here, and he's using the same skills as well. So it was a battle of RNG when it comes to fire versus fire, and I lost the first round in when it comes to the mix versus his mix. Even though his mix lost some troops here from my fire, I still couldn't beat his. And we're using the same build except for Berserker. He's using Berserker on Alex, and I'm using Combo instead of Berserker. I believe this is the only difference that we have. All the other skills are pretty much the same. In the second round, I started with Water, and I beat his Lightning. I think my Water is a bit better just for the fact that I have better boosts. All my immortals in Water March, or the important immortals, which is Attila and Merlin, at boost 30. And this is my fire versus his fire. No, I started with mix. Okay, so my mix went against his fire, and it was kinda easy. And I still had some troops to damage his mixed march, and I killed Hannibal Barca. In the last round, it was kinda easier for my fire march to finish the round, since they are missing one immortal. In the third one, he started with his mixed march, I started with Water, and then mixed, and his mixed beat both of my marches. In the last round, this was the draw round. This was the fourth round where I won. I started with mixed march, and still using the same skills, nothing changed here, and it was fire against his Lightning, and in the last round it was a damaged fire against my Water, so it was kind of easy. In the last round, I think he threw the match because of the bets. The entire server had their bets on me on this fight, so he had to throw the match. So I won. He let me win actually in the last round, just because of the bets. In the finals, I went against Arya. Let's not talk about this. I even used some wrong immortals. I used immortals without skill. For example, I used Cyrus here, and I meant to use Empress Wu. I wanted to bring back Empress Wu, but I didn't. I brought it back in the first fight only. here in pursue, but I forgot to change the other formations, and I almost won actually in the last round here. However, let's not talk about this. In the last round on the fight that between the third and the fourth place, I went against Pyakia, our fellow press officer, and it went as follows. I started with water against his lightning. Water is always good versus lightning. This is why I decided to keep my water march, because if I'm gonna run against a lightning march with my mixed, I'll have a lot of troubles. This is why I decided to keep my water march. And he started with Oaken Guard on his lightning, so he wanted to go against my mixed march with his lightning. This is why he started with Oaken Guard here, but it turned out on him, and I won this fight mainly because I'm using Oaken Guard on my mixed, and he is not using it. Also, he's using Berserker instead of Toxin Barrier, and I'm using Toxin Barrier. Even though it did not do that much damage in this fight, still, it reduced Alex's damage because of the stacks, which means that Alex did not do that much damage in this fight. In the second round, he started with lightning as well, and he started with water. I think it was similar, but I started with mix second, and it went against his fire. He's using Empress Wu and Cyrus. I would say this is a bad choice in the Throne of the Supreme. Why am I using Cyrus here? Why am I using Cyrus here? Okay, let's not talk about this. In the fourth round, I fixed my formations here. I'm using Empress Wu, Stein Duke, and it beat his mixed march. Again, he's not using Oaken Guard in this fight. Lastly, it was my mixed march versus his lightning, even though he's using Oaken Guard here, and I believe he's using After Image, if I'm not mistaken. No, he's not using After Image. He's using only Misleading, but that doesn't mean anything because I have a huge amount of accuracy rate when it comes to my mixed march. 4,500 accuracy on Hani, and I believe it will be the same on Alex. Anyway, this was the fight between me and Pyakia, the press officer. In these kind of scenarios, you gotta have, I would say, a sportsman-like behavior, because he's a fellow press officer, so we don't want him to look bad in front of the community. But anyway, he's just a knob who lost with his mixed march against my fire, even though I was not using any boost. GG, easy knob. I'll see you in the next one.